I've been roped into doing something that I was not excited about because of this guy right here. Jesus. Apparently, Joe gets to choose where we do
The
it.
venue happens
The
to be out
venue.
in Golden Gate Estates.
We're picking up a four-wheeler. What one of Joe's toys doesn't have a story behind it? Here's a few here.
This story is that I left it at my buddy's house 4 years ago, and it's been just sitting outside in the woods.
And we're for sure that it's just gonna start right up. We're gonna jump on it. Oh my God. All right, we're in the car. Anyhow, I'm learning how to use the Osmo.
While I'm driving, I got instructed. I just ran over like a kid.
They weren't that cute. So what are we doing? We're picking up a four-wheeler. Give us a brief description of
I can give a bunch of
how you got
descriptions
it.
of this four-wheeler. All right, it came from up north.
All right, that's good. Let's move on to something different.
I came from up north. I had it for many years. In fact, I had this probably 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it was in good shape, and then I had it shipped down here, had it put on a barge.
Okay.
And in the back of one of my truck, or back of the truck.
Gotcha.
And then now it's been at my buddy's for about 5 years.
Okay.
This is a question for you. They got to be honest.
Okay.
How do I phrase it? It's like one of those, like, you go to the doctor and you're like, well, my friend. But
Did you feel a lump or something?
Well, how often do you talk to yourself in a day out loud, or just to yourself?
A lot.
Just actually out loud when there's nobody around, or they could be around but they don't hear you.
I only ever talk to myself if I say a negative thought about myself or think something negative about myself. Then I will verbalize it in a positive way.
No way.
Out loud. Oh yeah.
You're making this up.
I'm not making this up.
This isn't true, really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, when did you start doing this?
Like, for example, if I had a thought go in my mind like, you're not a great salesman, I would be like, Neil, you're a amazing salesman.
This is something you looked up today. You have never done this. You have never. You
I did
read
it
this
today.
earlier. Like, this is a good thing for the subject for the day. There's no
We
way.
didn't have a subject for the day, so how could I have looked it up?
Where did you hear this at? You heard this from some guru. There is no way you came up with this on your own.
Well, okay. Before I talk about that, do you think it's a good idea?
He's thinking of.
No, do you think it's a good idea?
Of course, it's a good idea. I'm a little upset that I didn't come up with it first.
It's probably, I read it from probably someone like him or whoever, I don't know. But the one thing I find is that if you do one thing positive for yourself, it's much easier to get the momentum to do a bunch of things positive. For example, if you get up at 6 in the morning and work out, you're going to be far more compelled to eat healthy the rest of the day than if you didn't.
And I'm sure there's other people that have to really push themselves to stay up at night. But I think you could be successful if you start early in the morning and then end at a correct time, or start at the correct time in the morning and then go really late at night.
I wonder what that is. I'm just trying to think now, pontificating, of why I can do it. I think what it is because
I just told you I got a 3rd grade vocabulary and you used a 4th grade word.
I think it's because I have my own business, so I've learned to delegate a lot of stuff. Joe thinks to get anything done, he has to do it himself.
Yeah, that's
true.
I think that is the truth.
Because we got to get you in that mindset, because ever since I've known you, you've always believed that you have to do everything yourself to get it done right.
That's kind of the truth.
I just don't agree with that.
I hope this is the right road.
Oh, God. Help it.
Oh, this is us.
This is us?
Oh, he's home.
Okay.
But until then, we're going to listen.
There's the four-wheeler. So here's Joe's,
My makeshift container with all the stuff.
yeah.
Dude, when I put this here, it was in perfect shape.
I wouldn't worry, but there's just a small rattlesnake there by you.
Okay. It's been almost 5 years.
Oh, hold on. Show him your rigged up gas tank. I love
This
it.
is a gas tank. This is. Oh, and I gotta. Hopefully, I remembered the fire extinguisher. He's gonna get down.
Peaches.
Well, last time I came out here, I got it started, which is crazy. I just popped a new battery in it.
Yeah.
Started it up. It actually ran, which I wasn't expecting it.
So,
But it didn't only ran for like a few seconds, and after trial and error, I found out it wasn't getting gas.
I
So
see.
there's something wrong with the tank. So this is the new tank here.
Hopefully it's not the fuel pump.
No, it is definitely the tank
Okay.
because there's no gas coming out of the hose.
I see. Oh, so you're going to jerry rig it?
Yeah, totally jerry rigging.
Well, that was fun. Joe, you gotta smile and be excited. We're back. We got the four-wheeler loaded in the back. Stuart helped us. Joe, it didn't take, what, we were there for 30 minutes maybe?
That's not it.
Hadn't been run. And boom, Joe jerry rigs an OxyClean gas tank to it.
I don't want to have an extra fuel tank.
No,
Once
who would
I'm
want
done,
that?
I have to get rid of it. It's
And
just something.
do you know how I know Joe doesn't need an extra fuel tank? Because I borrowed his truck the other day. Unbeknownst to me, there was 5-gallon bucket of fuel in the back of the truck bed, which I managed to tip over and empty the entire 5-gallon.
I drove my truck for weeks with that bucket back there and didn't tip it over. Okay, let's say that was your four-wheeler. Trying to turn it around. Same circumstances.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you left it out there. And
Okay.
you had to get it back. For,
Yeah.
You know, not just abandon it. What would you have done?
I would have called you. Is that not true?
Yeah, I would have
Exactly.
got it out there.
Exactly. What are you gonna do with the four-wheeler? You gonna keep it?
Oh, I think you meant with the extra space in my mind. That's what I'm really excited about.
Nice.
The four-wheeler, who knows? Keep it or get rid of it. But what would you do?
If I had the four-wheeler,
Yeah. If you were in this situation,
yeah.
you had to do something with this four-wheeler is worth some sort of monetary value.
Yeah. No, I'd sell it because, listen, it's been sitting there 30 minutes away from where you live for 4 years, obviously for a reason.
I'm not going to use it.
Yeah. And what do you think it's like? What do you think that's worth? $1,500 with the title?
Dude, I don't know what it's worth down here, but in Alaska, that thing is probably worth like $3 grand. I mean, once it's fixed up. It looks like you're calling from New York, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
We're talking about Joe's sales call. That's tough because, you know, it's, for one, he's, 1,000 miles away. It's tough to get the sales, I think, from someone so far away.
I've done a lot of those actually. Yeah,
But you said it was just less than 1%.
Now the thing is, it is less than 1%, but the majority of those sales I do out of state.
You know what? That's the number one sales key, is to be enthusiastic about what you're selling. It's gonna make it so much easier.
And that's the thing that I don't do so much of. I take like a logical approach to it each time. Like, well, what do you want to do?
No, you got this. We
We're
got
I'm
this.
enthusiastic, but then I know they're gonna break my heart when they spend all that time with me and they don't buy it. So I'm just like, yeah, well, if you want to get it, then get it. If you don't, then don't.
Well, why waste time on someone who's just wishy-washy?
But I do have sunk cost into it. What's the other approach? What's the approach you start with? Maybe I do the same thing.
Well, I'd say you start with enthusiasm, because enthusiasm sells. Don't mistake urgency for pressure. They're going to have respect for you if you stand up for the amount of time you're willing to spend with them.
Yeah.
Like, I know you got this trade in. Here's the value you're going to get for it.
I think if you came with me, like if it was like bring your Neil to work week, I would probably take away a lot from it.
How to run around the neighborhood. You show them how to OxyClean.